Kerbal Space Program. It looks like a silly game, and maybe it is, but it has a lot of depth to it. Sciencey stuff like this, and this, and this. Oh, I didn't even see this. I'm screwed, aren't I? Hey there, friend. How is it going? We're going to space today. At least I hope so, because I'm going to be trying to get to the moon without Googling, without prior knowledge, and apparently without common sense. It's not moving for some reason. Maybe if I decouple. Like, it's not rocket science. It's close, but it's not literal rocket science. I ran some projections and I jotted down my plan, and let me give you a look. So that's me, and that's the moon. I hope that was easy enough to understand for a layman. We're going to be the Irish Space Program. I made a typo, but part of being a scientist is not admitting when you're wrong. Research and development. This facility is closed. Ideal. I didn't want to use it anyway. But step 1 is completed. I've named it. I named it Guinea Pig Launcher. I'm using my critical thinking here, and what it's telling me is I'll probably need one of each of these things, right? I don't know what this is doing, but it might be good because it hides the fact that I clearly didn't measure any of this. Oh my god, what's happening? I've made a vase. Pretty nice vase though. I gave us extra landing gear to give us even more balance, although we might be a little bit top heavy. Why does it have that weird smiley face on it? I think the game is mocking me. You know what? I'm not gonna let this ugly vase judge me. We're ready to ship out. We only got one seat. Jebediah, you're up. Oh, my vase fell over. Oh, I forgot to give it any fuel. All right, pull her back in, boys. I didn't fill her up. I can't remember which one is my engine, and I don't know what fuel I'm supposed to use. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Oh, good, it just snaps back on. Oh yeah, I didn't tape it together yet. That's the most stable thing I've ever seen. You and I aren't too different after all, Guinea Pig Launcher. We're both stable, and we both drool a lot. Okay, I'm hyped. I'm ready for this. This is going to work. Jeremiah is dead, but that's all right, because it wasn't for nothing. We learned something, and we're improving. We went higher than last time. Oh wait, I started the other engine. Okay, release the clamp. Hell yeah, that was awesome. The engine turned on this time, and look, it's still going. Whoa. Oh, I hit the decoupler, and well, it decoupled, so that is good. That part is working. Hell yeah, a part of the spaceship reached 88 meters high. That is so cool. That's a new record. I don't like that my lighting has naturally, like, made me evil. Like, why am I in the shade like that? Day 1 was definitely bright-eyed, naive optimism on how this would go. I really thought I was going to make some progress here, maybe even make it to the moon in one day, despite lacking any knowledge of rocket science whatsoever. But this is all about the journey. Right, Jebediah? Alright, cool, yeah, he's ready. Maybe if I decouple. Oh yeah, I forgot that happens when you decouple. Yeah. Sorry, Jebediah. We are getting rid of the decoupler. We're decoupling it. I missed the face, though. Okay, good. It's only slightly exploding now. Now we're talking. Look at that. I put this engine on it and all these fuel tanks. This is gonna work. Trust me. Jebediah does. Look at that face. He's so happy to be here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Okay. We're moving anyway. Look at Jebediah. Yeah, I think he made it. And by that I mean he made it off the platform. But hey, for day 1, that's not bad. We got all the way from here to over here. And it that's kind of about the same distance actually as the plan there, so. Yeah. A huge success. I had this eureka moment. I imagine like the world's greatest minds think this way. Now, pay attention for a minute because this is complicated. I read the controls.
Using the nav ball to rotate?
Suddenly, the nav ball made sense.
What's a nav ball?
Well, kinda actually. It actually took me a couple days to really understand that nav ball.
Wait, there's a throttle button? Oh, there's an activate next stage button. Oh, that's perfect. Oh God, no, oh, that's a lot. I feel like I learned enough.
Staging became my best friend. I was getting really good at it. Unlike this stage, I kind of messed up my wall. You can ignore that. Just a sample of the out-of-the-box thinking we need on a space mission.
Right, so staging. So if I... Oh, amazing what knowing the very basics of the game will get you through.
And it wasn't just in staging. I started getting better at explosions. Like not causing them, I mean.
Wow, that is really beautiful. Look at how happy or scared Jebediah is. I'm happy. Yeah, happy. Yeah, so happy. Look at him go, he's still cheering. Yeah, go Kevin, he's saying.
You know, now we had a direction. Upward. Even though most of my rockets were going downward. But like progress. Upward trend.
Alright, day 2. Rocket science, and as any rocket scientist does, I forgot to make a note of what happened, so I'm sorry Jebediah, I gotta launch you again. Space. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Awesome. This is actually going better this time. Maybe I repressed how good I am at this because I thought this went way worse, but this is awesome. All right, we're Beyblading a little bit, but that's normal. Look, the decoupling that I don't think was supposed to happen. We are getting rid of the decoupler. But we are just gliding. Like, if we keep going, we might just make it to the moon. Oh, wait, no, hold on. We are, in fact, dropping. Okay, do I have more engine? Ah, yeah, but I did trigger it when I was upside down. So now I'm kind of just beelining for the ocean. Oh, no. It's land, actually. Far more dangerous. I deployed the parachute. It was a little bit too late. What are these? You know what? I'm taking them off. I can't remember what they are. I'm sure they're not important. It's fine. So here's what I'm thinking. The fact that I've stuck loads of random stuff on at random points might be destabilizing. So we're going to put everything on in 4s now. Oh, it's not very symmetrical though. Maybe I should take that off. I'm going to be honest with you. Being straight is harder than it looks. Behold, the guinea pig launcher V2. I tried to put like my batteries and my wheels and such out of the way. I now have enough space for 4 crew members to die of excitement when they land on the moon. Oh, and now we're talking. We still got a bit of lean. Someone's probably a little bit heavier than the others, but I am not fat shaming my employees. They're all gonna die, but we're gonna reach the ocean, which is huge. Jebediah is simply ecstatic. I got parachutes now though. Oh, I think it made it more dangerous. That's weird. Who gets to live and who dies? Who's down the bottom? I bet it's Jebediah. Being able to recover it is huge though. Like, not the person under the water, they're dead. But the rocket coming back in one piece, well, almost one piece, is amazing news.
Every ship was starting to look like modern art. But not like in like the nice way, like more in the confusing way. You know, when you look at it and just go, huh? Because anytime something went wrong, rather than changing the design, I just go like, oh yeah, I know what to do. I'll add more stuff.
I added some little liquid engines here to give me a boost. And then it has the liquid fuel in here and a decoupler. And I think this should at least get us to the moon, if not the sun. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, we're going straight. This is huge. All right, it's tilting a little bit. It's still huge though. This is... Oh. All right, just... How... Oh no. One small step for rocket science, one giant leap to their death for man, right? That's the saying?
Getting pretty efficient here. Now, instead of killing one of the Kerbals, I could kill 3 at a time. Now that's efficiency.
Why do they just eject when I do the next staging? Who knows though, maybe they landed on the moon. What I'm thinking is it probably needs to be more aerodynamic, but what I think and what I do are very different things. So I'm going to attach more engines to give it more power. Hell yeah. All right, now get to space before you start turning in circles. Why didn't I make this challenge about making a homing missile that goes straight up and then comes down and hits the launch pad? I've made a Jeb-seeking missile somehow. I don't know anything about rockets. Clearly, I know, shocker, right? But I'm guessing the fins would help it stay straight. So now, instead of adding more engines, I'm just going to add more fins all the time. It is already looking like a weapon of mass destruction. But this thing is literally only built to kill Jebediah, and that's it. It's also pretty heavy now. Oh, but not a problem, because it just falls apart anyway. Okay, I've invented a cluster rocket. Now we can take out the entire facility instead of just one building. Weirdly enough, the main rocket is actually still climbing and getting up to one of the highest heights we've reached. In fact, it's still going. I was about to say, well, at least this is our best one yet, but it makes no sense. The whole thing just fell apart immediately. I'm just taping it all together. Yeah, that's awesome. There's just this string going around now, but I have total confidence in that string. There was something here earlier that stabilized things, and for some reason I didn't really care. Yeah, these things. Give me loads of them. I want to be so stable. You might notice a trend that when I'm like, oh, I need this, I get like 20 of them. It's all or nothing. That's a unique design right there. That's perfect. We need more innovation and random guessing and assumptions in the space industry, I think. Or not. Ah, it still works though. Luckily, string is actually really cheap, so... okay, it's still falling apart, but now the string is preventing it from, like, falling apart like a bit. I think it's changing its form to liquid. Spectacular. Day 4. This was when all of my knowledge started mushing together in one big ball of big brain. I went back to basics. And I know what you're saying. Did you ever leave basics? Well, no. I never actually got there. I got my roll of tape and taped together one pointy piece and one engine-y piece. Sorry to be so technical. The rocket had one job. Launch Jeb into space. And believe it or not, it worked. Hell yeah, we're in space. All right, this is awesome. Unfortunately, someone is not coming back. It has no communication, no controls, no objective. Just launch Jebediah up was the only goal. This design was actually pretty solid, albeit a little bit accidental. It could have done with a rebrand, perhaps. I was going to call it the Happy Accident, but my parents already used that one. There she is, right in front of me. My goal. What's that sound, you ask? Oh, it's Jebediah, but little prank I like to play. I didn't give him any bullets. This was a huge moment, you know. Jeb had reached space-ish, kinda. It actually filled me with hope. I thought maybe this was going to work out. But also, I did feel like I was reaching my limit. Like, at what point would this guesswork just start to collapse? I'll add a decoupler so I can take that off. Once the fuel runs out, it'll just be this. Alright, so there is a little bit of control to it. I can adjust slightly. And then I decouple. I possibly should have decoupled a little bit earlier. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, Valentina. If you see Jebediah up there somewhere, let me know. Guess the one good thing is I can hurtle her towards space by doing this. Now there's 3 moons, so my odds just tripled. Oh my god, is that the time already? This is ground control to Valentina. I wish you the best of luck. Another day done. And though you're past 100,000 miles, you're starting to be still. And I trust if I eject you, you will go to the moon or maybe the sun. I don't know. Oh, they died. Ground control to Valentina, beautiful jet, you're like a ballerina. Can you hear me, Valentina, as you're hurtling toward it? The thunder
But it's for me and not for you. I know I said I'd credit you. I lied, you died, oh yes, it's true. And there's nothing you can do. I know it hates me putting more stuff on. It doesn't like that. I was a fool for thinking at the start we need one of everything due to regulations. Today, safety is the last thing on my mind. It was pretty close to that anyway, but now it's the dead last one. And something I was thinking yesterday, now that, well, hopefully I can get to out of the atmosphere again, a solar panel would be great. Then I'd have some power. Guinea pig launcher V4, and this is our best design yet. So this part will propel us like it did the last time. Then we can decouple it here. That's where the electric engine is. My batteries are stored underneath here. Hell yeah, that looks cool. Now from the front, it looks like V3 again. And its shadow looks like it would get me demonetized. Anyway, let's get going. I was already kind of beyond what I meant to do here. I thought I was going to put this as a 3 or 4 day limit, but I decided to give myself one more day. And that was it. I had to stop at that point. But I actually really wanted to do this. I really wanted to do it because I felt like I was close. You know, I'd learned all the fundamentals. I'd killed so many people. And while that was fun, I also wanted to achieve something. Otherwise, their deaths are for nothing. Well, I wouldn't say nothing. Fun times and all that. That was nice. Fond memories. Bill Kerman is next up on the chopping block. I mean, the victory block. 3, 2, 1, go. Whew, that was awkward. Uh-oh. Okay, so I forgot to attach them. I thought of decoupling, but never coupling. Is it bad that my mind just goes straight to string? I'm like, hey, just tie it on. It'll be fine. All right, I made it bigger and better and faster and more deadly. Oh God, and more unstable, but it's all right. It's just a little wiggly. I just need to wiggle it back the other way until I reach the moon, and it's not stressful. Where's the moon? I forgot where the moon is. Oh no, no, I was just looking for the moon. All right, get rid of that and accidentally get rid of the rest too while I'm at it. It's fine. It's fine, honestly. Oh, there's the moon. Now this is fast. That's enough engines for my liking. We're about to break 10,000 meters. This is a big testing point. Now we're gonna tilt towards the moon. This is going better than I ever thought it would. It's looking pretty hot though. Did that happen last time? Oh God, just decouple, 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 decouple. Did we decouple? I think we decoupled. We're fine. Don't worry, Bill. This is actually brilliant news. I know it doesn't seem like it and the last person in this situation died, but you're gonna be fine. I hope this electric engine actually works, because I'm gonna be honest with you, Bill, I didn't test it at all. Might have been a bit premature on that one. I think I'm actually somehow falling now. Yeah, we are hurtling back to Earth somehow. Right, I decoupled for a bit of energy, and we're beginning the spin cycle. And also, like a modern washer dryer, this is extremely poorly built, Bill. You might want to buckle up. I ejected him. This is a good sign, though. This is our best build yet. No, come on. I brought it back and it just exploded. Come on. It was fine last time. Okay. Someone messed with my invention. Okay, this time it's fine. Go. Oh. Okay, maybe the idea is you need to, like, go quick before it has time to explode. Go. Yeah, that's awesome. Huh. First time for everything. That part is normal. But that evening, I just started reading the whole thing, like the whole guide and these orbit maneuvers, because I was starting to realize that maybe going straight to the moon wasn't going to work. Well, actually, I think I realized that like the day before, but I was in denial. And I kind of got carried away. Once I started to get the hang of this, I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to reach the moon, I'm going to figure out how to get an orbit. If I can just be spinning around the Earth, that's a pretty big achievement for just winging it. And before I knew it, I was spinning. Not orbiting, spinning, like rapidly out of control. But I was trying my best. So I was really, really enjoying it. I played it for like 3 hours that night, and so many people died, you know, it was really cool. But I also made some progress, because even though most of my designs were a little bit weird.
You like that? New experimental design. It's in case they're aliens, and when we get to another planet, we can immediately detach the rear as a bomb, and then we just fly away with the rest of the rocket. Got a lot of power, a lot of weight, but a lot of structural support too. I didn't support the top bit. 1 second. Now, release me! Oh, I should have probably released it a bit sooner.
I was learning. Each explosion brought me closer to success.
Wow. It's just floating there, dancing. Oh, that's elegant.
And with all my hard work, I finally succeeded.
Oh, I managed to hit the flagpole. That's gotta get me some points, right?
But that wasn't all. After a few more iterations, I had achieved orbit. I got just the right velocity, horizontally, to get a pretty good orbit, albeit a little bit odd. It was really high on one side and really close to the Earth on the other. A game changer was when I started using this SAS button. I don't know what it's actually for. I don't know what a lot of the functions even do. But I did learn from the tutorials that prograde was pushing me in my trajectory. It was like an assisted system. As I started integrating that and giving it some more boost with the vast amount of rocket fuel I attached to this thing, I started increasing my orbit. The range was going further and further. I started to have hope I was actually going to reach the moon. You can see my orbit isn't perfect, but I still had some fuel. And with the moon in my sights, fuel running low, and using mainly guesswork to get here, I knew I had one shot at this. And I was going to try and make those little adjustments in order to make it into that orbit. First, I started using the throttle forwards and backwards to try and adjust perfectly into the moon's orbit. Then I pulled on these funny symbols, which is always fun. I've always liked pulling on funny symbols. And that adjusted my direction. With these final adjustments, victory was so close I could almost taste it. And then...
I did it!
I landed on the moon. A little bit harder than I intended, but still, I landed on the moon. And remember, the challenge was...
I'm gonna be trying to get to the moon, and I don't actually mind if I explode.
Get to the moon. That's right. I completed it. In all seriousness, I enjoyed the challenge actually. I got pretty into it, and it was so fun to play a game and problem solve without Googling.
I'm not one to gloat or anything. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, so I'm just going to go to the award ceremony now. I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project, and that is just me. And I would like to thank my willingness to kill as many people as necessary in order to achieve this. Wait for applause. Thank you. Get out of here! Hey, who's booing back there? That's very disrespectful. At a funeral, you know. You're an